Hi, I'm Lady Shasha. This is my first video blog or vlog. I'm going to start with shouting out a few people because they really inspired me. I'm going to keep looking up here because I have a little yellow post-it note with names on because I will not be able to remember all these names off the top of my head. So here's my list of people I want to shout out. Ashley Shy Miller, Closet Freak, Bondi Blue, Forest Rocks, Mr. Still Standing, I'm the Realist, Funky Dineva. If you have not seen his videos, I feel sorry for your life. He's amazing. And of course, Kevin and Mikhail from the Scorpion Show, which I feel like they are pioneers in the vlogging community, well, at least in my eyes. And if I hadn't started watching the Scorpion Show, which my sister put me onto, so thank you for telling me about the Scorpion Show. But if I hadn't been watching Scorpion Show, I wouldn't have found out about Funky Dineva. And I think if I hadn't been watching Funky Dineva, I wouldn't have found out about Ashley Shy Miller. And then if I hadn't been watching her, I wouldn't have found out about Mr. Still Standing. So it just keeps going on and on and on. But y'all are amazing. So I just wanted to say that right off the bat. But what I want to talk about today is Love and Hip Hop. And I was going to make a video about the first episode and then do a separate one for the second episode. But I just want to go and talk straight about the second episode because it's like as the show progresses, it keeps getting more and more, I'm going to say, janky. I mean, one of my classmates described it as ratchet, but I want to retire ratchet and use janky because janky seems like it's a little bit worse than ratchet. But I had to take notes because I don't know anybody's names and I can't remember people's names, so I just took notes on people's names and I'm just gonna talk about what I think about each of the different characters. And the thing is, it was so difficult to tell the women apart for me because it looks like everybody went to the same place to get their hair. Well, except for Jocelyn, because her hair keeps changing back and forth between those two wigs. And she has like a Lucille Ball looking short wig, and then she's got a big long wig, kind of looks like Janet Jackson's hair back in Rhythm Nation days. I don't know why, but they just cracked me up. Her wigs, they're not good wigs. Flirting women out. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you have these lace front wigs and it's like 96 degrees out and the hair is all the way down to the behind. Because, I mean, just this amount of hair right here in the summertime, if it gets too hot, I'm too hot and it's going up in a bun or braided or something to get it off of my neck. So I don't know how you're doing this with the lace fronts, but I give you credit. I mean, do what you do. But back to what I was about to say. I'm going to start talking about Mimi. The first episode semi-established that, oh, well, maybe she didn't know too much or maybe she's real gullible. The second episode just establishes that she's a fool. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I'm looking at my notes, and my first note I put here is, who cares? I mean, at the cleaning store, wherever she has her little cleaning business, when Stevie J came in there and he was talking to her, I was cracking up because the way he was talking to her was like some old school game from like 1996. Dude's trying to talk to you like this. Wait, let me show you what to do. You gotta rub your hands together like this and turn your head like this. Lick your lips. Really, girl? You think I'm cheating? Nah. I ain't like that. I ain't like that. Really, that still works at like 45, 47, however old you are, Stevie J. I don't know. I don't know. You definitely don't look like you're in your 20s. You look at the minimum in your 30s. Just way too old for that stuff right there. That was pathetic. And then the payoff. 20%. She asked for 20%, so she'll turn the other cheek on his whatever. I feel like she should watch, what's that show where they go in front of the CEOs and they try to sell their business plan, and it's like usually they'll offer a certain percentage. Shark Tank. That's what she should watch. She should watch Shark Tank because I think she could probably would have got more than 20%. Although there's no amount of money that would let me put myself in that situation, but for her, if money can make her situation make her feel better, then hey, whatever. Oh, and the fact that she was questioning Jocelyn and Carly, and still, well, I'm not sure if Stevie J is really doing anything wrong. I don't know why she's still questioning it. I, I, it's just in denial, complete denial. I don't know. But I will say this: I liked her paint splattered looking wedges. Those were cute. I like those. Next I have Rashida, which I never heard of her before, but I'm understanding that she's very popular. I saw her rap a little bit in the Jeep, and it was all right. But I did like how her house looked because it looked like a real home. Like on her counters, you could see the spices and like cooking oil. You could tell she really cooks there. And in the background, you could see there was some laundry on the table. So it made it feel like, oh, this is her real house. This isn't just like a, Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm gonna rent a house and say it's mine type of deal. So I like that she did that. I kept wondering who was driving her Jeep because she's driving the Jeep and the whole time her hands are up here and she's doing this and this. And I'm like, who's driving the Jeep? I mean, you can do that on a straightaway for a little while, but after a while, you're going to have to put your hands back on the steering wheel. I gotta stop shaking the table. The whole situation with her and her husband, it's hard to tell, because at first, it seems like she was more driven than her husband, because he kept on trying to tell her, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, and it seemed like he was, I don't know, it seemed like he was kind of teeter and totter on that line between being an agent and being a manager. And maybe he's doing both things, but he's just saying that he's a manager. So at first, my first reaction was that, oh, he's just talking junk to her. I don't think he's really about anything. But then when she showed up 2 hours late, I was like, oh, now I see what he was trying to tell her. He was trying to tell her, you need to get serious about what you're doing because you're going to be wasting my time. But at the same time, she was saying she needed to do her own styling. But going back to his side, even if she did have to do her own styling, if he told her in advance, and she could have did that the day before or whatever, and still been on time to the shoot, because now she's causing him to spend extra money because a lot of the people that work on those shoots are hourly. So that was kind of, I don't know, they just need to get that a little bit more together. But looking at the video, it was just looked like just a white sheet of paper and her dancing. And I'm like, he said, we're going over budget. I'm looking at the piece of paper and her dancing in front of it going, what's the budget, $1.75? I don't know, that was just funny to me. She might have done better to just go outside and film something and just risk getting caught by the police without a permit or some crap. But and what made it really noticeable is the paper was kind of dirty at the bottom. So if they have no budget for like a real set, hopefully they have a budget for some after touching so that they can kind of clear that up, because you can go back in post-production or whatever and do some special effects to clear up the blotches on that. So maybe to do that. I'm going to skip over Jocelyn because I'm going to talk about her last. I'm going to skip to Carly because I only had one thing to say about her. Her eyebrows were a little bit extreme, so I don't remember much of what she said other than, her talking to Mimi and saying, even I could see I've seen him for like 20 minutes and I could tell they was fucking. So besides that, I don't remember much about Carly and what she's doing, but I know she can see through Stevie J. Because when Jocelyn went up to her in the gym, she was like laughing to herself like, both of you are foolish. Meaning Mimi and Jocelyn, like, both of you are foolish that each of you think that you have anything special in this dude. Erica, she had a little scene with her mom, and I guess that was okay, but I wasn't really too interested in her story. I'm not really that interested in Lil Scrappy either, except for the part whenever he's gonna go and fight CVJ. That looks interesting, but right now I wasn't too interested in him. But I have to tell you one thing, Erica, you said that he wears his emotions. Oh, you wear your emotions on your shoulder. It's your heart on your sleeve. I never heard emotions on your shoulder. That was like, I don't know. That was funny. I already talked about Stevie J. The only thing that I want to add about him is the whole pregnito. Like, I took Spanish in high school. I'm not fluent, but I'm pretty sure that the word for pregnant is like embarazada or something. It's not pregnito. Oh, which brings me back to Jocelyn, because he said that to her and she didn't even bother to correct him. Furthers my intuition that her accent is totally fake. I'm just saying right now, I believe her accent is completely fake. Like I said, I'm from the Northeast. I have been around Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, Mexicans, Chileans, Peruvians, Ecuadorians, Colombians. I'm trying to think of anyone else I miss. Can't think of it, as far as the majority up there. Never heard the accent that she seems to have. I mean, unless she says she's like from Uruguay or Bolivia or something like that, I could say, okay, well, I never heard that accent before, so I don't know. But to me, she sounds like a hearing impaired Tony Montana. I mean, she she sounds like that accent's not real. It cannot be real. I mean, she sounds like it's a mix between being drunk, slurry, and just being kind of. I'm gonna just keep saying hearing impaired. It sounds like she's hearing impaired, but the whole Tony Montana thing, like when she talks, I really keep waiting and waiting and thinking she's gonna say, "It's okay, I will not," or no. One time she said something. It reminded me of I don't know the character's name, but John Voight when he was in Anaconda, and he was like, "That's anaconda skin, baby butter." I'm like, that's what she sounds like to me. It's just so fake. I don't believe it. Her accent comes and goes, and it's just no. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything about you, Jocelyn. I don't believe your accent. I don't believe your butt. I don't believe your boobs. I don't believe your hair. I don't believe anything about you except maybe you're breathing air. That's the only thing I could say I believe about you. But that just no. And it's gonna come out. I'm calling right now. It's gonna come out that she is faking an accent. One way or another, we're gonna find out. Or she's going to go and say that she magically took some type of elocution classes or voice lessons to lose her accent, when really she never had that accent because it's a fake accent to begin with. That's all I'm saying. But I can't wait for the next episode. Everybody I know is talking about it. Everybody's tweeting about it. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's just so bad it's good. It really is. I'm not going to get into the whole... whether I can't remember that girl's name. The girl said that she got beat up. K. Michelle, yeah. I don't care about K. Michelle. I don't know why I don't care, but I don't care. Yeah. Maybe something will happen and I will care, but right now I don't care. I hope she does well. I don't have nothing against her. I just don't find her storyline interesting. So that's it. That's all for my first vlog. I gotta also thank Tony Magnificent for encouraging me to do the vlog, because I've been saying for like the last 2 months, oh, I want to do a YouTube vlog. I want to do a YouTube vlog, and he was always gung ho about like, you should do that. So thank you. That's it. Let me know how you feel about it. Rate, comment, subscribe. You can let me know how you feel about it on Twitter. I'm at Fashion Freak. That's it. Shout out to Freak Media. See you later. I forgot to mention 2 more things about fashion. Jocelyn's earrings. The orange slices on the chains. No, I don't like those. I'm sorry. They just, they kind of look like those earrings that you see in like the beauty supply store. They're down the rack with the lip gloss for like, I don't know, $1.99 something. I don't know. I just don't like them. I just, And, yeah, Stevie J, I saw you with the matching Fuchi hat and the shoes. You are, not only is your game very limited and basic and common, it's also all from 1996. Even your look is from 1996. I can't with you, but anyways. And, I agree with, Forest Rocks. You do look like that dude that raped a cousin in, Players Club. Jocelyn reminds me of that chick from Hollywood Shuffle when they was doing a movie, and she was like, "You better run before the police is gone."